And tonight, only on 4, it's the Metro's only group home serving our most at-risk youth. And now, CYFD wants to shut it down. If this place doesn't exist, the only other option is hospitalization.
Our Megan Abundis talked with CYFD about the plan to close it. Megan, this place has been under investigation now for the past 2 years.
It has. There are serious allegations at Desert Hills. Those include injured staff and children. CYFD officials say the group wasn't reporting serious incidents to the department. That's led to a cease and desist, and the facility has 90 days to shut down or appeal.
Probably the most significant at-need kids in our communities.
Those kids go to Desert Hills. More than 100 kids are at the group home on Albuquerque's west side right now. They could struggle with emotional, behavioral, or substance abuse problems. However, last year KOB investigated and found there were dozens of assault and battery calls made there. Police lapel video and reports reveal youth provoked nearly all the assaults. Oftentimes, staff members were the ones getting hurt. There were also reports of teens smoking marijuana, getting into fights, or having sex.
For a residential treatment center to be therapeutic, it has to be safe.
Back in September 2017, CYFD wouldn't let any more kids into Desert Hills, and the facility had to come up with a corrective action plan. But then just this past April, CYFD restricted the home even more. However, Desert Hills still had a license to operate and treat kids.
Our hope was that they would be able to make the necessary changes to keep kids safe in their institution, also treat them effectively.
Apparently that didn't happen because now CYFD is pulling the facility's license and certification. Again, CYFD tells us Desert Hills staff was not reporting serious incidents and the department couldn't ensure anyone inside the home was safe. CYFD says they are working to transfer those 100 plus kids into different programs.
My guess is that it, will put some stress on our communities and our families.
It seems Desert Hills officials disagree with CYFD's findings. The CEO released a statement saying in part, "We continuously review our patient programs and have made multiple program enhancements over the last 6 months." Desert Hills has options. Officials can negotiate solutions with CYFD, appeal the cease and desist order, or go ahead and close. We have requested the complete report from CYFD and are awaiting those results. Megan Abundis, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
The state's plans to shut down a youth residential treatment center has a stressed out mom even more stressed out tonight.
Desert Hills serves the Metro's area's most at-risk youth. It's been under investigation, though, for the past 2 years. And just last week, we told you CYFD says the facility has too many problems to stay open.
Our Megan Abundis is here with what mom is worried about. Megan.
The woman's 13-year-old daughter is getting treatment at Desert Hills. She says without Desert Hills, her daughter would probably be in juvenile detention.
When she was younger, was a really, really good kid. We had her in 4-H. She used to help me on the ranch.
Rhonda Talavera says one day her 13-year-old daughter's behavior flipped.
She was smoking marijuana, and then it turned from smoking marijuana into getting into fights at school, and then it ballooned from there. It got crazy and quickly.
Talavera says her young daughter was sexually active, hurting herself, using different drugs and drinking. They tried counseling, therapy, and youth meetings. Desert Hills was their last hope.
A godsend, because if not, we were going to end up losing our kid to some kind of a juvenile charge.
Talavera says Desert Hills has helped. The girl has been there 4 months. Talavera says her treatment is supposed to last 6 months to a year.
That has actually changed in the last couple of days. They sent me an email on Friday and want me to go get her on the 23rd. And I'm thinking that has something to do with all of this.
Last week, CYFD announced plans to shut down Desert Hills, citing safety concerns. CYFD determined the facility was repeatedly failing to report serious incidents. KOB exposed some of those incidents late last year. Desert Hills has 90 days to accept or appeal the closure. In the meantime, Talavera is questioning if her daughter is really ready to come home.
I've asked that question of the admin and her therapist, and they both believe that she needs a little bit more time.
CYFD tells us every child in Desert Hills custody will be reviewed to see where they should be placed if the closure goes through. We have not heard back from Desert Hills today. Back to you.
The treatment facility on Albuquerque's west side may remain open after all, and that's despite getting orders to shut down. We found out last year there were dozens of assault and battery calls at Desert Hills, and new reports filed show that pattern of abuse is still there. Megan Abundis went through pages of documents showing Desert Hills staff failed to report some really serious incidents, Megan.
That's right. Today, Desert Hills CEO told me they reached an agreement so the facility won't be shut down. But CYFD said they continue to not follow the rules on how they run the group home. CYFD says they had to serve a cease and desist to protect kids and staff.
Probably the most significant need kids in our communities.
Those kids go to Desert Hills. It provides treatment to nearly 100 kids. They could struggle with emotional, behavioral, or drug abuse problems. But emergency sanctioned documents show that Desert Hills staff failed to report serious incidents within 24 hours. The state said there were allegations of sexual abuse and unsafe conditions. Youth had access to ligatures and sharp objects. Multiple incidents of self-harm, cutting, and climbing onto the Desert Hills roof were cited. However, documents show it was not considered to be a serious incident by Desert Hills staff due to the staff intervening, and therefore it wasn't reported.
For a residential treatment center to be therapeutic, it has to be safe.
Other state reports showed clients attacked staff, one incident resulting in a fracture of the staff's neck area, which required surgery. Despite all of this, Desert Hills released a statement Sunday saying after meeting with CYFD reps, the termination would cease and Desert Hills would be allowed to treat at-risk youth with a temporary certification. It reads in part, "We have taken the actions of CYFD very seriously and have recommitted ourselves to evaluating all the systems and processes we have in place, vowing to improve those areas in a transparent manner with CYFD." CYFD told me not so fast. Nothing has been finalized quite yet. Coming up after the game, we dive more into what sexual abuse incidents were being looked into at this teen home. Megan Abundis, KOB Eyewitness News 4.